The Supreme Court has directed Supertech Limited to demolish its 40-story twin towers in Noida on Tuesday, August 31st. The towers have about 850 flats. The top court has ordered the developer to complete the demolition within 3 months and to refund all the existing flat buyers the amount invested along with an interest of 12% per annum within a period of 2 months.
Emerald Court, as this housing project is called, began in November 2004 when Supertech got certain land leased from Noida authorities. So then in 2005, they initially got a sanction for 14 towers. So they were supposed to be 9 plus ground floor, so 10 floors in total. So these were to be the 14 towers, and they were to be of height of 37 meters. But in December 2006, because in between regulations changed in Noida, different rules came into formation. So they were granted additional permission for 2 additional floors, because first you would see that we had a permission for 9 plus 1 floors. That's 9 plus the ground floor. So now we got 2 additional floors, which will make it 12 floors in total. And we also got permission for 1 shopping complex to build there, and we also got the permission for 2 more towers. So here the birth of this controversy initiates, because later, like by April 2008, 8 towers were built. By September 2009, we had 14 towers in completion. But where does the problem begin? Because as you see, we had got this developer had got more permission for building additional 2 towers. So it was like Tower 1, when you will see that the first 14 towers which were there, Tower 1, it had to have that green space in front of it. But when the permission was given for building additional 2 towers by Noida authorities, though it had got additional land initially, this Supertech, but the construction of these 2 towers began where this green area was located. November 2009, because more and more regulations kept changing. So a major change came in occurrence here, because as you would see, they had got permission for 2 more towers and 1 shopping complex. But what they did in this November 2009, they got a permission to increase floors for these 2 towers. It was 12 first, but now it became 25. And also, what was supposed to be a shopping complex, the authorities granted them the permission to make it another tower. So in total, we now have 17 towers. Shopping complex vanished, and in its place comes this new tower. So here are all the troubles that begin, because first, the height for the towers was supposed to be 37 meters. When it was like 10 floors only. But then when we got additional permission for more like floors, 2 additional floors, and then it became 25 floors. Then again, permissions kept on changing. Ultimately, it became 40 floors. So that's how the problem began. So permission was only for these 2 towers, that the permission was 40 floors. So the height also kept going on increasing. So obviously compliance required by the regulations will also change, because what was a rule for 12 floors, rules would be different for 40 floors. So that's how the trouble began for this project. In 2012, the residents approached the High Court. But prior to that also, there were troubles for the project, because the chief fire officer of Noida had informed the civic authorities there that the minimum required distance between these Tower 1 and the new towers is not there. So it was not in compliance with the building regulations. The Residential Welfare Society also kept on fighting the battles out of court initially. But in 2012, they approached the High Court in Allahabad. They said, please quash the permission which has been granted for these 2 new towers. They also sought one additional prayer was there, because the developer, what it had decided to connect Tower 1 with Tower 17. It wanted to have a glass frame connection between these two towers. So they also sought quashing of that permission which had been given by the authorities. Ultimately, the hearing went on. There was a requirement of keeping a distance of 16 meters, but the authorities granted the permission when the distance was only 9 meters between these two towers. So that was one of the major roadblocks for this construction, and also because this would have caused problem for fire regulations. Fire safety regulations were also violated in this case. Supertech argued that it did not require to have a minimum distance between these two towers. So and also the authorities in a way also came in support of Supertech. It also defended its permissions, but ultimately Allahabad High Court in 2014 found these new towers to be in violation of the regulations. Supreme Court has upheld, in toto it has upheld the High Court judgment, and it has authorized demolition of these two towers, so which will take place within 3 months, and the cost will be borne by Supertech, the developer which built these towers. It will bear the cost of these demolitions. So again, the Supreme Court has made quite observations about collusion between officials of Noida and these developers in this case. And it has also made certain pertinent observations, like it said that people, the residents of a housing project, are entitled to ventilation, light and air, and adherence to fire safety norms. So significantly, it also ordered the developer to pay rupees 2 crore to the Residential Welfare Association, which was this respondent or the first petitioner who took the matter to the High Court. So that's how yesterday's judgment came about. Uttar Pradesh government has formed a committee to look into the violations after the Supreme Court judgment. Obviously, the UP government has ordered a setting up of a committee which will look into the lapses which took place and which wrong permissions were granted to the developer.